You gave them everything, so why does it feel like they've forgotten you? Most parents think silence means their children don't care, but here's the truth. The way you respond now determines whether they drift further or come back closer than ever. Reacting with frustration pushes them away, but a smarter approach can naturally rebuild respect and connection. In this video, I'll reveal powerful strategies to reset your relationship without conflict or guilt. Stick around, and before we dive in, like this video and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Let's get started. Instead of chasing their attention, it's time to shift the dynamic on your terms. Many parents have found that by making key changes in their mindset and actions, they've been able to repair broken relationships, regain respect, and create a healthier connection with their children. It starts with one essential rule: don't react in anger. When you feel disrespected by the very people you raised, the instinct to lash out is strong. Thoughts like, "How could they treat me like this after everything I've done?" flood your mind. But responding in frustration often drives them further away. Consider the story of Mr. Tanaka, a retired teacher whose children rarely visited. One day, after yet another ignored phone call, he felt an urge to demand, "Do you even care about me anymore?" But instead, he took a quiet walk and reflected. In that stillness, he realized something powerful. His worth wasn't tied to their attention. That moment of clarity allowed him to approach the situation with peace instead of pain. Over time, this mindset shift created an opening for better communication. The lesson? Emotional reactions rarely lead to respect. Instead, pause, breathe, and remind yourself of your own value before you respond. Next, focus on rebuilding your own life. One of the most surprising truths is that a fulfilled parent is much harder to ignore. When you radiate confidence, joy, and independence, your energy shifts, and that change doesn't go unnoticed. Take Mrs. Elena, a widow who felt devastated when her children stopped calling. At first, she spent her days waiting by the phone, hoping for attention that never came. Then, one morning, she decided enough was enough. She stepped outside, picked up an old packet of seeds, and started gardening. What began as a small hobby turned into a passion. She joined a local gardening club, made new friends, and found joy in her daily routine. And then, something unexpected happened. Her daughter called, out of the blue. "Mom, you sound so happy these days. What's your secret?" That one phone call led to more, and soon, the visits returned. Elena's children saw her as someone vibrant and full of life, not someone waiting for them to fill a void. Another crucial step? Communicating your feelings wisely. It's tempting to say, "Why don't you ever call? Don't you care?" But guilt and blame only push people away. A more powerful approach is to express yourself with warmth and openness. Mr. Peterson, a retired carpenter, hadn't heard from his son in months. Instead of an angry confrontation, he wrote a simple letter. "James, I miss our conversations. I'm always here for you, and I'm proud of you no matter what." A few days later, his phone rang. The letter had touched his son in a way that anger never could. The takeaway? Words have the power to heal or hurt. Use them wisely. At the same time, setting healthy boundaries is just as important. Respect is a two-way street, and allowing mistreatment only reinforces it. Mrs. Rosa, a retired nurse, struggled with this for years. Her son only visited when he needed money, childcare, or emotional support, never once considering her needs. One day, after yet another last-minute demand, she finally said, "I love you, but I have plans today." At first, her son was frustrated, but over time, he realized she wasn't always available at his convenience. That shift changed their relationship. He started respecting her time because she respected it first. Leading by example is another powerful way to regain respect. Mr. Lorenzo, a grandfather of 5, noticed his adult children growing distant. When they did visit, they were glued to their phones and quick to leave. Instead of bitterness, he chose kindness. Every visit, he greeted them warmly, asked about their lives, and never criticized. Over time, his patience and quiet dignity made an impression. Slowly, his children started visiting more, staying longer, and showing the same kindness in return. Respect isn't demanded, it's modeled. Staying financially independent is another underestimated way to command respect. Many parents assume their children will take care of them, but dependence often breeds resentment. Mr. and Mrs. Carter, a retired couple, understood this well. By carefully managing their finances and living within their means, They never had to ask for help. Their children saw them as strong and self-sufficient, not as a burden. In turn, this led to a deeper respect and admiration for the way they handled their lives. Forgiveness is another crucial step, but it doesn't mean forgetting your worth. When Mrs. Evelyn's daughter, Claire, drifted away, she spent years feeling hurt. But instead of holding on to resentment, she chose to forgive. She wrote Claire a letter. "I'll always love you, and I forgive the distance between us." Then, she shifted her focus back to herself, rekindling her passion for painting. Months later, Claire visited and saw her mother's vibrant new life. "Mom, why didn't you tell me you started painting again?" That visit marked the beginning of a renewed connection. The lesson? Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, but it doesn't mean accepting neglect. Reclaim your dignity and pursue what brings you joy. Finally, build a new circle of companionship. Loneliness makes us emotionally dependent on our children, which can create pressure and resentment. Mr. Harold, a widower in his 80s, felt this deeply when his children's visits became rare. Instead of waiting for them, he joined a local seniors club. There, he found laughter, friendship, and support. Soon, he no longer relied on his children for his emotional needs. And ironically, that shift made his relationships with them even stronger. The less pressure they felt, the more they wanted to connect. At the end of the day, regaining respect and rebuilding connections with your children isn't about guilt, demands, or waiting for them to change. It's about changing your approach, finding fulfillment within yourself, setting boundaries, leading by example, and embracing a life of purpose. When you do that, something incredible happens. Not only do you regain your own sense of worth, but your children start seeing you in a new light, one of strength, dignity, and quiet power. And that's something no one can ignore.